Last year was the hardest year, like I said. Here's the difference between the cryptocurrency business and the traditional finance business. There was no light at the end of the tunnel for us. There was nobody sitting there with a hand reaching down to pick us up in the form of government stimulus when things went wrong in cryptocurrency. In fact, you know what they did? They said, see, I fucking told you, you fucking asshole, for investing in cryptocurrency. You lost all your money. And this thing's going to zero. That's what the government told you. That's what the government told you. There was no government bailout. It was pure and raw. Nature at its finest. Nature at its finest. It was pure and raw. Supply and demand. Nobody came to save us. We had to build a better mousetrap. And you know what that made us? Resilient. While these fucking idiots in the banks, and I mean that very, very literally, because when you see what this war machine does, the billions of people that they have killed over time using this exact same strategy, these governments, I can use that term very literally because I'm not about that. I actually think you and I, we're very similar. I think we're all alike. I think we all should be presented with the same opportunities. And I think we all should, I'm not a Christian, but like Jesus said, love our neighbor as ourselves. So when when the United States is complaining about all these illegal immigrants coming in, yeah, but the bird doesn't give a fuck if he goes from Mexico to San Diego. So why should we? Why should we? This world is abundant. Trust me, I live in a place where there's enough food probably here to feed the whole gosh darn world. All right? But here's the thing. These governments, they don't like this because we keep popping back up. Crypto is the people's money. And yes, sometimes there's bad actors. Sometimes things get fucked up. But at the end of the day, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And my colleagues, Igor and Casey, are going to show you the results that we've done in the most fierce of times that the cryptocurrency market has had. We crushed it. We crushed it. And it didn't always feel good because the past, I got scammed. We had money stolen as a group. Okay, millions of dollars. We had all these things, but it made us better. It made us go, wait, we don't need to invest with people blindly. We can actually put it and keep it in our custody. We don't need to be giving away our power. We don't need to settle for small returns, like 5% from the government. Screw that. Who wants 5%? You're never going to get ahead. You really think that inflation is 5%? No way. It's probably closer to like 6, 7, 10% inflation when you average it out. And it's only going to get worse. So let us show you what we've done. And if you're not part of the ARC, okay, I really want you to consider booking a call. We have some specials from now until the end of the year. Booking a call to see if you want to join this train. Because I really believe that this time around, 2024 to 2025, is going to be a game changer for anybody who starts getting involved early enough. All right, I'm going to pass this on to my peers, Igor and Casey. Are you guys ready to rock and roll? I went way over my time by 20 minutes, but man, this year has just been wild, filled with so many different emotions, ups and downs. But I think at the end, we go out of 2023 on a high note and into 2024 with our gas on the fucking pedal. Jump on the car, guys, because we going places. All righty. Who's presenting?
I'll share my screen.
Hey, all right, Casey, share your screen.
What's going on, everybody? Man, I'm pumped. I don't know if everybody else is pumped, but that got me excited. I'm like, I'm the one presenting and I'm excited. Shoot. All right.
Uh,
We have got some good stuff in store for you guys today. So, like Evan said, we wanted to talk about, listen, we know that it's been a challenging year for a lot of things, but I think that the point of this is to show that when you have a community around you and when you have people who are all collectively educated on a subject matter, it makes things a whole heck of a lot easier. But it helps to have the support and the camaraderie around you of when you do get in that FUD mindset of like, oh, I'm fearful right now, and oh, the market's this, and you get in your head and you get whatever. It's good to have these kind of people around you. So we just wanted to take a moment to talk about some of the really cool things that we talked about this year, and as well as some of the community aspect of what we do here at the ARC. So if you are brand new here, welcome. We're so excited to have you. And if you are not, then you're going to see some familiar faces and just take a trip down memory lane for 2023. So yeah, excited for this one. So go ahead, Igor, if you want to kick it off. Actually, let's
hey,
jump back to the
what?
Christmas card, man. You can't skip the Christmas card.
You cannot skip the Christmas card. That is true. That is true. What is going on, guys? My name is Igor. I'm Coach Igor. I've been an art student for the last 2 years. I'm going to be helping Coach Casey here. Coach Casey and myself, we are a very big part of the ARC. If you come and you are a student, you're going to be taking a lot of classes from us. All right, so me and Casey, we have experience in crypto since like 2017. It has not been the most fun journey, as all beginnings are, but it has taught us a lot of lessons and it has made us much better investors. So we will be doing a 2023 in review. All right, so this year was very fruitful. It was extremely profitable for a lot of the action takers that we had in the community. It was really good timing for Billy Carson to find us when he did, because it was extremely synonymous with the bottom of the Bitcoin chart. If you look at the bottom of the Bitcoin chart and you look at our first webinar with Billy Carson, any student that joined, it's just been an uphill ride for them since we got that kind of attention. So 2022 was rough. All right. 2022, we got a lot of bruises, scraped knees, broken arms, broken elbows, everything in between. But 2023 was a really good resurrection for us. And we are extremely excited about the year to come because we think that things are only just getting started. And that actually reminds me of one picture I forgot to include that I'm going to quickly find right now. But yeah, that is, we're excited for this one. Very, very excited for this one. I just forgot to include one picture. It's going to be towards the end. I'll upload it when Casey, when you're talking, so I don't want to take up too much of this. So
Okay.
yeah, let's kick off the party. Let's celebrate. So we're gonna go chronologically. All right. So this is gonna be a case study of a lot of our biggest wins from this year. So like in January, I introduced the Optimism deck called Velodrome as part of a Saturday school we did. Okay, Velodrome and Optimism, at least in the recent months, have been performing exceptionally well. And also, if you can zoom in on that picture, the data class right there was January 28th, and you can see that Velodrome, which is a token that you can earn by providing liquidity on the Velodrome DEX, went on a 400% tear. So that means if you would have just bought $100 worth of Velodrome, you would have $400 by the end of it. And then Optimism, just since that presentation alone, is up 122%. So we'll say layer twos for the win. Yeah. So that was the beginning of the year, really strong beginning to the year. And yeah, a lot to look forward to for layer two. All right, Casey, this is your slide.
All right. In January, shortly after Igor did that, I covered one thing that you'll find about me and us at the ARC, one thing that we're really big on covering is narratives. So the broader narratives that drive momentum in the space. So we've started talking about, for the past couple of years, 2020, 21, 22, we talked about crypto gaming a lot. And so earlier this year, we did a refresher class on crypto gaming. What are some of the things that we think are going to explode over the course of the next couple of years? And so we talked about some of the crypto gaming ecosystem, and I covered Gala and one of the games that Gaven talks about a lot, which is Mirandus, which the cryptocurrency of that ecosystem is Ethereum. And so we covered it on this day, January 12th, as you can see here. Shortly after it exploded, it had a massive run up. So I want to talk about some of these charts, though. One thing you're going to see is a lot of these things, they did have a big pump, and then, over the course of the year, they died down a bit. So one thing that we really stress is the importance of profit taking. So if you got in at 10 cents and it looks like it touched about 25 cents here, you had a lot of opportunity to take profits on the way. And if anything, at least at this 20-cent mark, you should have pulled your initial out. Everybody knows when we double something, you get that initial back out. You take your money out and you let the moon bag fly. You remove your risk from the equation as soon as you possibly can. So lots of profit taking opportunity on the way up here. Additionally, if you had been, like Gaven said, dollar cost averaging throughout the course of the year, where you continued to purchase in, even as it's declining, it feels scary. It's hard in a bear market. Look at what's happened recently. As the market starts to gain traction again, these things come back. So the projects that you believe in long term, dollar cost average into them, because this is where you're going to get the good price on things. You might have missed out on this pump here, but that doesn't mean, if you believe in something long term, doesn't mean it's game over. It just means that asset is following what the market's doing. So stick to your guns. This is, again, just to kind of reiterate for you, have confidence in yourself and your strategy, where it might not feel good during this time to be dollar cost averaging, but it's going to pay off for you here. So this is Ethereum. All right, I'll keep on for February. So in February, this is one of the presentations that I had a lot of fun with this year. I covered, again, another big narrative that took place in the beginning of this year, which is AI cryptos. So this presentation, I covered 6 different cryptocurrencies: Fetch, AGIX, which is Singularity, Ori, which is Ori Chain, Alethea, Cortex, and Ocean Protocol. And as you see here, they all did really, really well. And I'd like to say I had a crystal ball, but to be honest, this one it made me look good. I'm not gonna lie. So the presentation was on February 1st. We can see what happened the week after. That thing skyrocketed. So action takers are money makers. You've all heard me say it 1,000 times in Apex and in these other classes. And these are the opportunities we're talking about, where you get in on this stuff, even if you'd only picked 1 or 2 of these that you wanted to dig into yourself. So I covered it on this day, February 1st, and very shortly after, within the following week, it had a massive run up. It did, a couple 100%. And then even now, these things are coming back. So if you thought, oh, I missed out on that opportunity, no, you didn't. You just missed the first wave. Stick with the narratives. Stick with the stuff that you believe in long term. Again, you keep dollar cost averaging throughout the course of the year, you would have had maybe a better entry than I even called out on February 1st. So keep dollar cost averaging throughout the year and look at what it's done now. This is this is now. Obviously, I don't know when this pump started. I want to say November. November is when it started pumping again. So just the importance of here, profit taking, consistency, and dollar cost averaging, right? So that is Fetch. Same thing happened with Singularity. AGIX called it here. It swiftly exploded. Same thing here. This is Ori Chain. We called it here on February 1st, swiftly exploded. So this AI narrative, we caught it right at the beginning of it. This is where it started to have the hype, and then we caught it, we started talking about it, and then it exploded. So I'd like to say that that's due to us, but has nothing to do with us.
So humble.
Yeah, we'll pretend, right? ARC caused that pump.
Mm-hmm.
And then same thing with the following 3, right? You can see that Alethea did the same thing. February 1st had the big run up. Cortex, not as massive, but still an exciting gain there. It doubled. Ocean Protocol, same thing. We didn't catch the full wave there, but we did catch it before its previous all-time high. And then, as you can see, these things have continued to grow throughout the course of the year. So, and like I said, these charts illustrate the importance of profit taking and patience. Patience, people. When the market is down and we're in a bear market and things are boring and things are not exciting, we don't feel good, but it is worth it and it pays off when this part happens. So, to reiterate what Gavin said, this isn't a short-term game, it's a long-term game. Stick to your guns, stick to what you believe in, and it'll pay off. All right, Igor, what else did we do?
All right, it is tax time, or it was in February. And what does that mean for all of us cryptocurrency investors? Well, it means a load of headache because it's very hard to track things in DeFi. Very hard to keep your profit and loss, and it's something that us veterans didn't really consider in the early days. And part of our responsibility is to make sure that our students, especially when they're brand new, are starting with a clean slate and an organized with an organized strategy. So Lorenzo's TPA, you can see them in the top left. He's having fun in a little conga line at some event, just a picture I found on Google. He is our personal tax TPA at the ARC. We do pay our people in crypto. It's a lot of accounting, but he is the bomb when it comes to getting your tax strategy right for your crypto and DeFi and getting the right write-offs and everything like that. So in February, he came on, he gave us some tax strategies. He gave us some tips and tricks on how to keep our wallets organized and how to track things in the best way possible. And he works a lot with people that have a mess of a crypto portfolio, and he kind of helps people clean things up. And when you're a new student, it's better to start at a better point instead of all the way at the back of the line. So it is important to kind of consider some of this stuff early on, because you're going to make a lot of money in crypto, but if you can't keep track of how much, what you bought where, it's going to be headaches upon headaches for you. So he is the man, and he is, I think Kwame, how he does, sessions with us, I want to say biannually, every 6 months, he'll kind of hop on and talk a little bit. But yeah, so that was a big win for us, was just to have a little bit of a tax education in the midst of this year.
For sure. More to come too.
Yeah, more to come. I think they just had a webinar just recently, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe that got canceled. I can't remember. But yeah.
We'll teach you how to get money. Lorenzo will teach you how to keep it.
There you go.
All right, Igor, what'd you do in March?
Yeah. So this was actually, I will give credit to Casey for the initial alpha way back October of last year, 2022. And there's something in crypto called airdrop farming. And what does that mean? It means that crypto can't legally market itself because the US is very strict. So what these foundations and these projects do is they actually take a very community-centric approach into marketing their ecosystems. And part of that is to airdrop free money to their users, right? So when we're interacting with DeFi, we're actually on there signing transactions on the blockchain, interacting with different protocols. This is literally the new economy that we live in. But to attract users, they hint at airdrop, right? Which an airdrop is basically, Arbitrum came out, I want to say late 2021, early 2022, and it doesn't have a token, but it has an operating ecosystem, meaning you can go on Arbitrum and you can interact with it. But when you get a lot of transactions and you're a active user of that blockchain, well, they keep a tally of how active you were. And in March of this year, they rewarded a lot of their early adopters in free ARB tokens, right? So me and Casey were actually, we remembered about this today. We both got between, I think it was $10,000 between two wallets and ARB tokens. We had a lot of students that participated in So after this class, I did a class on GMX, which is like the biggest decentralized trading exchange on Arbitrum and in DeFi pretty much. But if you had used that exchange, you would have gotten those cookie points. And if you got those cookie points, literally the airdrop this year would have paid for your entire tuition. And that's just one play, right? We're going to go into a lot more as we keep moving. But I will crown Casey as the airdrop queen, though, and she's got some bunch of classes that she's done this year on the next set of upcoming airdrops that we think are going to take place.
Thank you, Igor, for that. I do love the airdrops. It's fun. Who doesn't
Yes.
love free money, right? And like
Right.
Igor said, at this class, with the strategy that we threw out in the class that we did in October, if you would have followed the steps that we went over in the class, I believe the amount that I calculated was you would have gotten $4,800 for free based on the point basis. So if you'd have just followed along the class for free, you'd have gotten $4,800. That's an Apex, people. So let's go ahead and keep moving.
Nice. And this is, I think, March, right? And March is really when we dialed in the strategy for a managed vault. The beginning of our
Hold on,
vault.
Igor. There's people on here who don't know what the managed vault is. Let me chime in here. So
All right, cool.
for those of you who don't know what the managed vault is, the managed vault is a way where you're able to deposit your money into a smart contract. Okay, that is not designed by us. It was designed by some developers in a decentralized way, and have us, the experts, manage your crypto. But if at any given point in time you want to take it out, you can. No questions asked. And there's all actually other ways to do it and arbitrage and make some money now. But this is like our flagship. It's a separate entity, obviously, but this is a way for people to have pros manage their money so you can really turn that money into something big over time, and also have a strategy in place where you are constantly taking profit, because that's what we do inside there. And the coolest thing about this is, as long as you don't cash out, okay, this money, these fees that we earn, goes tax deferred. That's the best part about this. And Lorenzo has confirmed that for us. I'm not a CPA, so this is not tax advice, but you can go reach out to Lorenzo if you want to, or your crypto tax attorney. So this is what the managed vault is. So go ahead, Igor.
Yeah. And to kind of add on, right, when we think of the managed vault, we need to think of, you know, how the world of funds, I'm going to put it in quotes, is really dying, right? Because the traditional fund, they take your money and then they manage it. And then we can think of the Bernie Madoffs that had the biggest Ponzi scheme in the world, right? All because of the lack of trust in that person, or that person turns their back on you and runs off to the middle of nowhere with our money, right? But the safety and security of blockchain allowed us to create a product that allowed students to retain custody of their funds at all times. It just gave us the ability to manage it. So when you think of Taurus, you can think of the NASDAQ of DeFi. We're diversified across the best projects in the entire ecosystem of Ethereum. And we are also managing it in liquidity pools, because Enzyme allows us to interact with different protocols. And I think my headphones might be dying soon. But yeah, the strategy really got ironed out in March, and we're proud to say that we are on the road and on the journey to making new all-time highs. And we'll look at it a little deeper as we.
One last quick thing, Igor, real fast, while you're sorting out your headphones. So, guys, gals, if you already like what you're hearing and you're either in AWX or you're not in anything in the ARC, and you want to start getting access to all the things that we're talking about like this, somebody please drop a book a call strategy? And we have a good deal going from now until the end of the year, so tomorrow. So get in, book a call. I don't even know if there's time, but look, we clearly are onto something here, and we're only in March. All right, we're only into March. So, anyways, Jordan, can you put that book a call in there?
Yep.
The link to book a call. Jordan will put it in there right now. You guys can book a call right now. You guys and gals can book a call, and we'll keep going.
Yeah, and if you've already got a specialist that you've been talking to this year, just go ahead and reach out to them personally. They'll be able to get you all the information that you're looking for. But yeah, Casey, let's keep moving. Yep, this is April now. I did a class, a Saturday school for the Project Injective, which is really a robust layer one. We broke it down, everything from the founders to how it works to how to interact with it. I showed students how they can onboard their money into Injective, buy the Injective token, and then stake the Injective token for an 18% annual percentage rate. And that was back in April when Injective was $5.41. It's now $36.83. It's actually been one of the best performers this month. And you can take a look at that chart, right? Casey, you can zoom in on it. The way crypto operates is it goes through these accumulation cycles, right? So when you guys find crypto is boring and it's not doing that much, it's really because the smart money is accumulating the best assets that are there. So you can see this chart of Injective, right? I do the class at 541. Sure, it shoots up to like $9, and then it has just a very sideways summer, really, and then it just takes off like a freaking rocket. And it's, you know, it actually hit its all-time high this year, which is really, really good to see in this midst of we're transitioning from the bear market to the bull market. So we can still expect some continued highs for Injective. And you guys, we're dropping a lot of alpha in this one Saturday school. A lot of these projects are high quality, blue chip, industry leaders, and we're very excited about the research that we've done and that we're going to continue doing to kind of provide that type of value. Wealth Renegades. Casey, take this one.
Yeah, additionally, in April, our Wealth Renegade NFT collection went live. So if you recognize these faces over here, these are some of our coaches. This is Coach Jeremy, this is Coach Tom, and this is Coach Ryan. And I just wanted to show off our snazzy NFT collection that we have, and they come with a host of benefits that our students have been enjoying since they've gotten these Wealth Renegade NFTs. So that was a big thing for us is our Wealth Renegade NFT collection went live in April. In May, I just almost said Coach Casey, third person. I explained the BRC20 token standard and NFTs on Bitcoin, kind of the pros and cons of what was going on there. And most notably Ordi, which is really kind of the thing that kicked off everything. They're called ordinals, these inscriptions on the Bitcoin blockchain. And so Ordi really has now even the dominance on the BRC20 assets. And so I talked about BRC20 assets actually back in March. I talked about sorry, slides are okay. So I talked about Bitcoin layer 2s in March. I covered Stacks, which is an asset that has performed pretty well this year. I talked about Ordi before it even dropped. So this was the second time talking about it. And you can see its recent performance. Again, you just have to be patient, and this stuff really, really pays off. When you believe in something and when you're convicted in something, you've got to stick to your guns, man. This is one that I had a tough time sticking around on, but I did hang on to Ordi throughout the course of the year. I'm also a little bit of a Bitcoin maxi at times, and so the whole ordinals inscriptions, if you know anything about the BRC20 token standards, they're not quite my cup of tea, but however, I am a capitalist, so I'll take it. This is May 10th. Price was $17.91 that we talked about this. And today it is at $79.32. If you had invested, let's say $170, you'd have $790 today. So Yeah, and then just talking about like these are some of the things that we covered in that session there. We talked about the different wallets that you can hold them in. We talked about the different BRC20 assets, what that token standard is, and again, kind of the pros and cons for the Bitcoin blockchain. So that was a fun one. And you know, you're going to get sick of me saying it, but once again, just following the narratives. This is a narrative that was developing earlier this year. And actually around this time, it was right around this time, I went down to the Bitcoin conference in Miami, and there was practically a war of the Bitcoin maxis versus the DeFi people and the NFT people over whether or not this was something that was good for the ecosystem or not. So it was really interesting to be a part of it at that time. And that was probably a big part of why I talked about this stuff a lot then, was because I was really in the scene and following what was going on. But again, it's playing those narratives. It's when this stuff is all you hear about, there's a reason for it. And you just have to pick the ones that are have long-term growth potential. And again, Ordy's kind of the leader of the field here.
Awesome. This
Igor.
is, yep, way back in June, I started learning about one of my favorite narratives in DeFi and blockchain. And you have to understand that this is a very wide umbrella, right? DeFi and crypto is not just one thing. It's a lot of different things. It's gaming crypto and cross-border payments, and in this case, real-world assets, right? What is a real-world asset? It is the tokenization of real estate, which is something that we even started doing this year. The tokenization of precious metals and invoices for logistics companies and cars and art and just really anything that's real world, which when you take the market cap of the real world assets, this is like in the hundreds of trillions, if not a quadrillion type of asset class, right? There's so much that it encompasses. And another thing that I keep preaching is for people to invest into infrastructure, not into weird, silly monkey pictures, not into weird meme coins that have weird names, even though that can be fun sometimes. But yeah, so this is and in this class, right, I educated y'all on what real world assets are, how they work, the regulatory space around it, and then I went through a subset of some of my favorite projects within the real world asset ecosystem, right? And these narratives, right, when JP Morgan and Chase, when Citibank, when BlackRock starts tokenizing the stock market, the FX market, the real estate market, right? That narrative spinning around the news, and all the retail is going to go crazy about crypto. Like this is only the beginning. Like this is peanuts. Like all these numbers that you're seeing, it's great, but this is peanuts with what we're going to see in the next bull market. So yeah, you can see there on the left-hand side, we have Centrifuge, the data class. If you can zoom in a little bit, Casey, I think was the 18th of June, was it? The 19th of June. So call that at like 18 cents, and you can see that was right kind of in the beginning of its uptrend. Up top, we had a different one. What was that? Was that Maker? What is that? Oh, that's Maple. Yeah, Maple with 300% gain, and you can see how crazy it's been going since November. And then, yeah, you can maybe go to the next slide. Yep, and this is just a screenshot of the, yeah. So that's Relio. It's probably my favorite small market cap within this space. Maker, which would be kind of your blue chip, and we actually hold that in the Taurus Vault too. We have it in a liquidity pool. But Maker is they generate 80% of the yield that you can stake your stable coins with through US Treasuries. So that is the tokenization of bonds and feeding that yield into the decentralized finance ecosystem. And it's going to be a narrative that is going to continue making higher highs, and something that's a huge focus of mine. Definitely some winners here.
Absolutely. That was huge. Again, he's talking about that narrative of real world assets. So it's just identifying and following these narratives.
Swami, you are being called. We have Swami's 5K to $1 million portfolio that debuted July 19th. I also have a screenshot of his Quenta right there. He started teaching Quenta on a Wednesday class, June 28th. And essentially what Quenta is it's decentralized leverage trading. So you can still hold the custody of your funds, but you can use a exchange like Quenta to go and, you know, leverage trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a subset of other cryptos, as well as gold and silver. And I just think the timing of your class was really good because Bitcoin was at 26, say 27,000 back then. Ethereum was at about $1,900, and Gaven was teaching a 3x strategy. He actually did an open webinar on this back during July, August. And basically what a 3x strategy does is, you know, you can buy, say, $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, but with the leverage, it's as if you're buying $3,000 worth of Bitcoin. So all the gains that it has, and you should probably zoom into the Quenta chart there, get multiplied, right? And you can kind of see a little bit of that there if you scroll down for the profit and loss. And yeah, you can see that your gains, right? He's got 127% profit on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin had only moved from $23,641 to 29,000. You know what I mean? And this is again, when you understand leverage and you understand how it works and you don't over leverage, there can be some success in the next bull market for the for that strategy. Do you want to add anything, Swami, on your 5K to 1 million portfolio?
Yeah, so this is a portfolio that I put together to show students how you can start with really a small amount of money and start to dollar cost average in, and you know, really make some good money here. You know, I think I've dollar cost averaged in close to $6,000 or $6,500, and my portfolio right now is sitting at that's a total of what I've invested, okay? And my portfolio right now is at $11,132. I'm actually looking at it right here. And so up almost 100% in the matter of, I want to say August is really when I started paying attention into it. And again, I've put $500 in every single month, and it's been just crushing it. It's been crushing it. So little by little, I think that once the market really starts to explode, I'm going to see some big stuff here. But yeah, this is a portfolio that I created that I share with all of our students in ARC Apex or higher to show them all my strategies that I would use if I was starting off with a small amount of money. Okay, a small amount of money. So anyways, that's all I got to cover on that. But I think I can take it to 1 million. You guys got to root for me, though. You guys got to root for me.
Team Swami. All right.
Well,
In
hey,
July, we had a heck of a time in July. This one I wanted to celebrate our community. We had what felt like a family reunion, in my opinion. Some of these people I'd never met, and I felt like I'd known them all my life. And I think everybody shared that sentiment whenever we got together. We had a community meetup together in Miami. We had the first annual Forbidden Conscious Awards, where Mr. Swami himself was he was nominated as Entrepreneur of the Year. We all went down to show our support, and it was really fun to get to network with everybody. Where's Mr. Barone? Are you here today? I got you featured, boy. All right. So
I'm here. I see it. Thank you.
you're welcome. And so we really made strong connections with everybody and just had a great time. We shared great meals together. We danced, we laughed. And so I just wanted to highlight what it feels like when you are together in person, with the art community. And it feels a lot like this photo here. We're singing and dancing and just having a good time. So it is truly like a big family here. And, everybody's throwing up the ARC sign in that picture over here. So this is the squad all dolled up over here.
zoom into it.
Side
Yeah.
note, For anybody who's in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, I'm hosting a meetup next weekend. So hit me up if you want to get together. I've gotten a couple messages from people, so we'll link up. I'm gonna send out the details on Monday, the 1st. So let me know before Monday the 1st.
Cool. Yeah, and as I put in the chat, the ARC actually was a big part of the reason that Billy Carson could even put on the Forbidden Conscious Awards. As you can see, we're one of the 2 sponsors. Well, I guess 3, because he has Forbidden TV. We have Crown Sterling there, which is was one of the I don't know why I'm blanking out on the name. But also one of the
Title
sponsors. I know we
sponsors.
have,
One of the title
yeah.
sponsors.
Yes, exactly. And the ARC. So that was super cool that we just had that kind of visibility, and we had so many meetups with so many of our students. We all had pizza after. It was an incredible time.
Sorry, I'm reading the messages in the chat. Given looks great with the bun. Given, somebody was right behind you.
That's funny.
I didn't even catch that. That's too much. All right.
Awesome. ARC's newest project, and this is the timeline of August when we all had a mastermind in Panama. We had about 60 students that we met up with. Well, that's coaches and students, or staff and students. But we went to the San Blas Islands, which is a picture you'll probably see later on in the slides. But right now we're in the process and already doing it, tokenizing 6 properties in Panama. And I'm actually going to give the floor to Swami, because this is more of his boat and his idea that really made this come to life.
Yeah, so like I told you all at the beginning of this class, one of the things that I think it will do well and continue to do well will be good real estate. Now, there's going to be some real estate that's probably going to go down the tubes in the next few years, such as commercial. Ooh, commercials in some deep shit. Maybe some residential areas that are just kind of like old and beat up, but there's always going to be opportunities, in my opinion, in real estate. And I think that's where the long-term play is. And so we're working on tokenizing properties starting in August. And we've got about 6 properties right now. 4 of them still have not launched because we're waiting for some confirmation from the builders. But 2 of them have, and we are looking at some other potentials down the line. So this is where we want to be able to take a lot of our profits to, because again, remember that passive income that I was talking about earlier, that money that I had, that I don't see it as lost out, but I see it as a lesson that I could have gotten from renting out that property in Dana Point that I bought. And so that's always stuck and resonated in my mind. And so we're always looking for the hottest real estate opportunities, but we're building up to that right now, and going very, very slow, because we want to make sure that we pick winners and, we break some things before we do them. We always want to make sure that we understand the technology, but here you can buy and sell real estate as if you were buying more liquid than a stock, because you could buy it 24/7. And you could sell it just the same, right? And so these are the things that are really, really fun about this stuff. If you only have $100 and you like real estate, you can come and do that here on our tokenized real estate platform. So there's all sorts of really, really cool things that we've got going on in regards to that. And 2024 is just going to bring way, way, way more of it as we keep building it. And just like our managed vault, where we started very, very slow, this is the same thing. I like going slow, getting in, getting comfortable, and then hitting the gas. So that's all I got to say about that.
Cool. And I'll add a few words to that. Like, when you're just starting your investment journey, it's very common to see a lot of people round trip. And basically what that means is they start investing, they embark on a lot of success. This is kind of my story. They embark on a lot of success in the market. They've made their hundreds, if not millions of dollars. But then the next bear market cycle comes and they give it all back to the market, right? And one of my biggest regrets in 2021 was not buying real estate. I was way too high risk, high reward. I did not understand the cycles. I did not understand how money could be printed and also withdrawn from the system. And essentially, now that we have this project, the tokenized real estate, it allows you to buy it straight from your wallet. It allows you to collect cash flow on the Airbnb profits, and that kind of allows you to have this like stable investment that you can take your profits into. Right now, one of my goals is also to buy, my own house. But the way that I'm going to diversify my real estate is instead of like only being able to maybe buy 2 properties by going through the traditional system of go get a mortgage, get your credit run, all the middlemen you got to go through in this world. I'd rather just I'll buy $5,000 of this property in Dubai, $5,000 of this property in Mexico, and just like super diversify across the entire world, because that kind of seems to be the trend right now. But yeah, this is all playing into the bigger picture of what we're doing, where we're not even looking at what should we do now. We're looking at how we're going to maximize the next cycle and where are we really going to take those profits into. So that's why I'm super excited to, have tokenized real estate be part of that take profit strategy.
Awesome. Good stuff, guys. All right. In August, again, more community time. We had a exponentially better mastermind than I think we've ever had in the past. And our masterminds in the past were pretty damn good too. But in August, we had our best mastermind to date. And I think everybody that was there can attest that it was the coolest time. We spent a lot of time working on ourselves. We had group breath work and meditation, and we learned a lot. We spent a lot of time on the beach. We rented a private island. We had Ark Island for a day, and it was the coolest thing. We were the kings of the island. So we ate the coconuts off of the trees, and we ate the lobsters fresh out of the ocean, and got to hang out with some of the locals. And it was a really, really cool time that we had there, as well as, we did learn a lot about cryptocurrency and tokenized real estate, and we had some workshops and things like that. So this is from our mastermind. That was the big thing that we did in August. And like I said, it was a really, really cool time. I think everybody that was there got super close to one another, and everybody experienced just a level of personal growth from this trip. Crypto aside, I think we all grew a little bit in ourselves. So it was a really, really great trip. Oh, sorry. Igor reminded me what I forgot is, does anybody that is a part of the community, does anybody want to share how they feel about the community? And did anybody go to the mastermind that's on this call? Did anybody have a good time? Or
Yeah. Who do we have here that went to the mastermind?
It was phenomenal.
Yes, Lisa, my student. Lisa is one of my Cosmos students, guys. Tell them how it was. What'd you do?
Just phenomenal. The best vacation I have had my entire life. It had everything that you could dream of, from the bonding with people in our community, the sunshine, the beach, the meditation, and also to the learning, the financial learning of the bigger picture. And because we got away from our regular environment, you're able to break some chains that you had in mindset and look at everything so differently. It was the best trip ever. Thank you so much, Ark.
Awesome, Lisa.
Awesome.
It was so much fun to connect with you there. And I think Lisa learned a couple of salsa moves from Coach Igor on that trip, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So
Yeah, we had group salsa for me. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We have Lynn on here too. Lynn, do you mind unmuting? And because I see your profile picture actually looks like the boat that we were on.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
I went, and yes, that profile picture is Panama, and that's where I am. Actually, going to the mastermind was so phenomenal. Just learning, just seeing everybody that I haven't seen, especially coaches who've been coaching me. The meditation was just out of this world. We meditated on the beach, and we were all of one mind. That really, and then learning a lot about, you really have to have a good mindset to be an investor. When I say good, I mean you have to know who you are. And we learned a lot about that from Nick Manelli, who was just phenomenal, who has worked with Joe Dispenza before. I mean, you know, the art just laid it out for us. And I was just so happy to be there. I can't say enough about how much fun I had, including, you know, at the end, learning salsa and dancing at the end. At the end, you know, just dancing. I mean, the most amazing place that we went to the last night, where you had went to this restaurant where they were dancing and having a good time, and you know, it was just great. I mean, I can't say enough about it. Just learning about crypto, but also learning and seeing everybody else and getting to know everybody else and learning about yourself too. So I can't say enough good things about it. Also, the art really did encourage me to move to Panama. I mean, I was already in my, you know, on my list. But when I learned that Swami lived and when I became a member and I learned that Swami is living here in Panama, I'm like, okay, that's a sign. I'm out and gone.
Yes, that's awesome. You're becoming a digital nomad.
Yeah, congrats, Lynn.
Like a
That's
lot of
huge.
us. Yeah, that's huge. That's awesome. Does anybody else want to say anything, or should we keep moving?
Yeah,
I
we
think we should
should.
keep moving.
Yeah, we're getting a little
Yeah,
long here, so
awesome. We're getting a
what'd you
little
do in
long on time
October?
here. Okay, October, we had one of our biggest Apex wins of the year. So essentially, the way that Apex is broken down is Casey does the first 4 weeks. She's the coach that teaches you how to set up your wallet, how to send money safely, how to start interacting with smart contracts and the different apps that you can, you know, interact with and DeFi, trade on DEXs, provide liquidity on DEXs, project research, how to build a diversified portfolio. So the first 4 weeks are really there to set your foundation. And then on the fifth week, she passes it off to me and I teach you the strategy of concentrated liquidity. I inform you on the strategies of the managed vault. And what's really cool about it is we offer the managed side of things, which is Forest, but then the education that we teach teaches you how to do all of this yourself. So if you don't have time to do it yourself, that's why Forest is probably the option. And then if you do want to do it yourself or you want to find a blend of both, that's obviously up to figuring out your own DNA. But in October, you know, I'm part of a lot of different alpha channels that are outside of the ARC. So, you know, there's people I look up to for research and for really good alpha. And what happened? What happened?
Keep going. Keep going.
All right. So there's you know, some channels that I'm subscribed to. I pay monthly for them, and one of the projects they were calling out was Tau or BitTensor, which is actually it's an AI project, but it's also a layer one, and it has just grown astronomically since even calling it out on that Apex workshop. It was at $55 when we bought it. It's $275 today. That's a 400% increase. If you would have put just $1,000 in the Tau then, you'd have about $5,000 right now. But we also set up a liquidity pool for it, right? The fifth week of Apex it's great to buy and hold, but there is something special with putting the asset to work in a liquidity pool. And as you can see, that above screenshot, that really blurred picture of a screenshot I took, and not that one. That's when we just had started buying it at 55, and that's when I was like, all right, I'm preparing for Apex Week 5. But then the picture above Dr. B here was a testimonial from one of the students that actually set up the pool with us. It's cool. You can like follow along and make the liquidity pool as I do it. And the fee APR was just astronomical. It was 233% yearly, right? A yearly APR. So that was really good. And then also another win we had in October was me and Jet. So Jet is the funny looking guy in the glasses to the left there. And then I'm the really cool looking guy to the right with my hat there. And I'm showing Dr. B something on the computer. But really, what the magic of this was as Dr. B is in the other room, and Jet is helping him get set up with his wallet and showing them DeFi and how this is all self custody. I'm in the other room, just spitting numbers, analysis, liquidity pools, and impermanent loss, and all this and that, and just like being super techie in the other room. And he overheard the entire class. So like, if anybody was on the God Power workshop, and he mentions me, and he's like, oh, he's the Russian genius with the numbers in his eyes, because I was just like so like burnt out from staring at the computer screen. But it was a really good time. Dr. B is super excited about the future that he has with us. We were just Billy's personal crypto team. Now we're also supporting Dr. B, helping him get onboarded, and he's going to be kind of talking about us a lot more next year. But there were just like all these synchronicities that kept happening, and it was pretty cool. And Jet was a part of that trip. Jet, if you're on the call, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, that trip was amazing in terms of I'm really proud of the community of which we are involved with. I love sharing what we have, the forbidden knowledge that we have to share. That's going to really help, to me, honestly, humanity in a way. But I'm not going to share it with like the perverted monk, right? I like sharing it with people that are conscious, that have aspirations of doing something really good. It's not just about the Lamborghinis and all of these things that people are materially wanting in this world. I'm not against it. I love toys, but I just love our community. I really do. That was what was great about going to the mastermind, about going to the Conscious Awards. It's my favorite part. I really love talking to people one-on-one. I talk to a lot of people when they first come into this community. And when I get to talk to them on the phone and then see them on Zoom and then finally get to meet people in person, I tell you yeah, that's right, Jordan. It's the greatest part, man. So love you guys.
Awesome. Love you too, Jet.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Cool. Yeah, me and Jet are actually about to move to Panama also, and we're going to be pretty committed out there. 12 months in Panama. New beginnings for both of us. Cool. Let's keep moving though. And so here are a couple of November highlights. November was filled with alpha guys. November is really when the market started popping off. Gaven came on and he called out two projects that nearly both of them did a 10x. One of them is just 100% away. But basically what a 10x in crypto means is you put $1 into it, now you have $10. You can add or subtract as many zeros as you want. But this is some pretty good alpha from Gaven. He called out Expert. It's 900%. He called it at. If you zoom in on the screenshot on the right hand side, Karina is talking about calling it at 44 cents. We do bring the receipts here. So that's her talking about it at how we got into it at 44 cents. That's the screenshot from today. It's at $3.96. So you can make a pretty nice chunk of change. And then the other project that we got into as those two testimonials are in the middle there is also paid, which actually Joshua, who spoke earlier, that was one of his, I think, first 10Xs, right? And that was also a project that a lot of the community made a lot of money on, which was paid. And we actually have a special project that we're launching with paid that we'll be talking in more details later on. And then if you go and scroll left again, this is where we had a little more educational topics, and that was around the Bitcoin ETF and just sparking the conversation with everything that meant for the market. And actually, Coach Casey did a phenomenal class kind of discussing all the ins and outs of what that means. And if you want to add some stuff, you can go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just want to echo what you said, where we had some really fun big gainers this month, but additionally highlighting some of the educational things that we covered. It's extremely important to us to keep you all apprised of what's going on in the market, because we know just as much as, there's information flying out left, right, up, down, and sideways. It's important to kind of filter out the noise and hear, okay, here's actually what's going on, and that's something that we like to do. So I cut through the BS of the ETFs of, oh, is this one approved? Is this approved? And who's doing what? And so we just like to share. I mean, what is an ETF? What are the implications on the market? And for those of you that aren't students of ours or missed that session, I'll make it simple for you. It'll make it so easy that your grandma can buy Bitcoin. It'll make it so easy that people can buy Bitcoin through their 401ks, and it'll really help. I think legitimize cryptocurrency, and it's taking these tradfi companies like BlackRock and Van Eck and all of these people, and Vanguard, Fidelity. It's taken all of these people looking at this stuff for people to actually be like, oh, those guys said it's okay. We not you guys that have been talking about it for the past couple of years, but since these guys said it's okay, we think it's okay. So these ETFs are right now under review with the SEC for approval, and approval or denial could lead to movements in the space, but approval could be a big thing for the space and for, again, the maturity and the legitimacy of the cryptocurrency space. So that's something that we look forward to continuing to update everybody on in January over the coming weeks. So good stuff there.
Yes. And then November NFTs. So this is something that I'm really proud that I kind of brought this play a little early to the community. So I operate a chat in the Discord called Signals, and that's basically where I share all of my alpha, anything I'm looking at, anything that comes across my radar. Remember, I am subscribed to a lot of, alpha channels, and I do a lot of research, as both me and Casey are kind of like the ones that do a lot of research in the community. And if you can kind of zoom in on that left-hand picture there, so this was me initially calling the NFT collection Neo Tokyo. All right. So if you guys know any of the influencers, Alex Becker or Elio Trades, this is actually one of their this is their project, the project that they're handling together. And they're both extremely bullish on the narrative of gaming crypto, right? Which when we look at the gaming market, which as an investor, we have to do this kind of analysis. When we look at the gaming market, right? It's $1 trillion industry. Look at look at the growth of users that are gamers, right? It's very simple, it's fun, it's interactive, and blockchain brings a lot of solutions to it. So what Alex Becker and Elio did was they created like the Soho House of gaming crypto. And back during June was when I bought my S1 Citizen, which had at that time had a floor price of 4.79 ETH, but they also had the S2s, the outer citizens, which were a little more affordable at 0.79. Okay. And I was also operating some liquidity pools for the Bytes token. And essentially what this community does is if you have one of these citizens, you can get access to deal flow from seed investments. And then back during November, so the same way that Gaven has I actually didn't do this in the alpha portfolio. That's why I kind of blanked out there. But in my personal portfolio, I bought an outer citizen in November. That cost me 0.9 ETH, and the floor price of the outer went up to about 4. And then the S1s, the big boys that were about less than 5 ETH back in June, as you can see, they're trading around 20 ETH right now. So that was a 400% for both Byte and an NFTs. And as you can see, some NFTs sold for like 50 ETH. And this is what you call a blue chip NFT, like the Bored Apes, like everything like that. And it is a big part of my portfolio and something that I've been pretty adamant on, just bringing awareness to it. And I think that this is only the beginning for Neo Tokyo. But that was a huge win for us, the ones that did get in. Cool. November NFTs. And
Sorry, I was muted there. I was gonna say, and potentially more wins to come with the deal flow that we get. So that's exciting too.
Exactly. So yeah, so I guess December is when we end the year with a bang. And we're in December right now. We have about 2 days left before the new year, 2024. And as you can see on the right-hand side there, we have Taurus, the official logo of our rebranded vault. Okay, it's Taurus following the zodiac, but also because that's the bull, and we are here for the bull market, which there's a lot of opportunity for action takers over the next 2 years, specifically looking at crypto cycles. And then that's our, that's our blue chip allocation. And then to the left-hand side there, we have our Genesis vault, which, there's certain cryptos out there like Neo Tokyo, like Paid, and there's a lot of other launch pads out there that allow you to get access to seed investments. And what those seed investments are is it's either the first time that a token is launching to be able to be traded, or you get into the investment of the company before their tokens come out, like years out, right? But at much cheaper prices. So that's called seed investing. So the Genesis vault that we that actually Swami came up with in the month of December after his little hiatus will allow the students to pool their money, because to get access to some of these seed investments, I mean, Neo Tokyo is a $50,000 NFT. All right, if you can pull that out and get one, kudos to you. But we're trying to pool money together, and Paid is also another project that it takes about $70,000 to $100,000 worth of Paid to even be able to participate. All right, so this is kind of a way that we're fractionalizing the investment, allowing all of our community members to participate in these deal flows, these seed investments. We're going to be taking a lot of time to research the specific project and get in on them. But yeah, so we have the Genesis vault, which is only now beginning. And then we have Taurus on the right-hand side, which is really our bull market opportunity. We're diversified across a lot of blue chips. We're very Bitcoin and Ethereum heavy. And again, you can think of that as like the ARK Invest. And I'm talking about the ETFs that you can buy on the stock market, but for crypto, blockchain, and DeFi. But yeah, anything you want to add, Casey?
No, good stuff. December
Cool.
has been a fantastic month. There's actually one thing that comes to mind that I just have to call out because it's incredible and it's a good thing to end with. One of our students actually posted in the chat the other day that there was a pricing issue with the Matic that was in her wallet. And if anybody's not familiar, Matic is the ticker for Polygon. So she had some Polygon in her wallet. And she shared in the chat, isn't this weird? Like, is this a glitch that's going on? Currently, the price of Matic is about 99 cents. It was showing in her wallet at about $325 a share. And we were just kind of joking, like, oh no, that would be awesome. Occasionally for shits and giggles, I try and swap it anyway to see if you can get the money for it, even though most of the time it doesn't work. And she swapped it and it won. So I need to acknowledge the legend that is Audrey for making that happen, because she turned about $99 into about $3,000 in, I don't know, roughly 60 seconds. So trade of the year goes to Audrey.
Yes, trade of the year goes to Audrey. So there are a couple of slides after this where I'm just looking at, Taurus, our managed vault here. These are 3 screenshots. I'll start with the one to the top left. Okay, if you can zoom into it a little bit, Casey, just to make it bigger for everybody else. So again, to reiterate, what is Taurus? It is our students pooling money into a smart contract that allows me and Gaven and Jeremy to manage it. We don't just buy and hold crypto because that's boring. The crypto collects dust. We deploy them into liquidity pools where we can start earning some cash flow or some income on the underlying assets, right? And like I said, it took us a while to nail down the strategy and to really iron things out. But in March, when we ironed out the strategy, it was really uphill from there. And as you can see, this is a screenshot from a protocol called APY.Vision that takes a look at all of your liquidity pools, right? How much capital you provided to the left-hand side there. And I'm going to start drawing on the screen. So this is what we put into the liquidity pools. This is how much the crypto has gone up since we provided liquidity. So the total market capitalization is $1.06 million. And as you can see, this is a screenshot that I took the day after Christmas. All right. And for us to have made $1,700 in fees on Christmas, the time when the least amount of trades are happening, the least amount of users are actually going on, DEXs to buy and sell crypto. That's really strong to see. And as you can see, the average APR of our pools is 74.46%. So what that means is the underlying cryptos that we're deploying in liquidity pools are earning cash flow of about 74.46%. And then scroll down just a little bit here, right? And that's our share price in the last 3 months, right? The market has been growing tremendously. We've had really good performance. We're up 49% on our vault. So we've been around for over a year now. And there's students out there that are constantly dollar cost averaging, buying more of these shares, putting more AUM into the vault, which allows us to manage these liquidity pools. And then scroll to the right, the biggest announcement that we had this year was actually, and let me give you a little bit of backstory, right? So when you deposit into the vault, you're minting a token called Taurus, all right? And this token is just like every other crypto on Ethereum, meaning I had the idea, I was like, well, if this is just like any other crypto in DeFi, well, that means we can set up a liquidity pool for it. And so we did. And now students can invest into a product that already manages liquidity pools, but then create a liquidity pool for that investment. So you can provide liquidity with Taurus and ETH, and now you can make cash flow yourself on the underlying investment, which is just incredible. So they can provide liquidity in their shares, which allows users, literally anybody on this call, to go to Uniswap and be able to buy Taurus tokens freely. And every time you do that, you're going to pay a small fee that's going to go to our community that's providing the liquidity for that investment, which is like super cool. And then if you go to the next slide, I just have a screenshot of the cash flow that we're generating right now. So the screenshot on the bottom is for the Apex Week 5 that we just had this week. This is when we released the news to the community. This is where I set up a liquidity pool where a lot of other students followed along. And since setting up that liquidity pool, you could see that the fee APR is we're making about 70% just in the trades that we've had in the last couple of days, right? So this is going to kind of stabilize over the coming months. But as we're bringing more awareness to the vault and as we're bringing more awareness to Taurus, I know this is confusing. This is the old ticker. Some platforms still haven't updated it yet. But when we bring more awareness to Taurus and we're traveling around events and we're in Paris for Paris Blockchain Week, and we're already talking about partnering with Enzyme, which is where we're built on. It's the protocol that we're built on. You can think of Enzyme as maybe like the Robin Hood of what we're doing here. We're going to partner with them to bring more awareness to us. And when we bring more awareness to us, people are going to start buying and selling our tokens just on Uniswap like every other crypto. So if you're a student and you're invested in our vault and you're a liquidity provider, well, now you can capitalize on the trading that's going to happen within our Taurus token, the buys, the sells, everything in between. And as Gaven was mentioning, there's going to be arbitrage opportunities because sometimes due to supply and demand, Uniswap is going to have a more expensive share price or a cheaper one. And there's going to be really cool arbitrage opportunities, but we're going to keep exploring that strategy in the months to come.
For sure. And I saw a question in the chat, Jorge, to answer your question, the reason that it's showing the negative fee APR is this is probably a screenshot that Igor took quickly after creating this pool. And so he probably paid some fees to get into it. And so it's looking at it as, hey, you paid $23 to get into this pool in the last, couple of minutes, and it's showing like you just took a big loss, but actually it's just the fees that he paid to get into it. So like you said, it'll stabilize over the coming days. It's not super accurate the first day when you set something up like this because it doesn't know how to math the math properly. So he's actually earning a 70% fee APR. However, he did pay some fees to set up this position. So
Yeah. The total APR, I tell students to not really pay too much attention to it because it's taking the smallest move, right? Like the Taurus token went down by a cent and it's annualizing it for you, right? And it's doing the same thing with fees, right? So if I earn $3 that day in fees, well, it says, well, if you earn $3 in fees every day for 365 days, that would be your annual percentage rate. So the longer that you're in your range and the longer that you're providing liquidity, the more that these numbers are going to kind of stabilize and show you the real truth. But obviously, having a negative 143% is impossible. And because we're on the Ethereum network, it does take a little bit of gas to set this stuff up. So just like everything else, it's a long-term strategy. It's not something to, make you retire within a month. Cool.
For sure. Good explanation.
Yeah.
All right.
If you think it's too late, think again. All right, this is the slide I added. Can you please zoom in to the right chart or the left chart? Or actually, they're both very similar. So if you look at the right-hand side, guys, right, the market has moved up a ton. People feel like they're missing out. They feel like that, oh man, I should have gotten into crypto just a year ago. And they're going to kick themselves for not buying a year ago because everything is so clear in hindsight. But in reality, when you look at the scope of where we are, like I said, we're peanuts away from where we're going to go, right? And that's the total altcoin market cap from the 2021 cycle, right? So before the bull market started in 2021, the altcoin market cap looked exactly the same as it does now, which is really a testament to how early we are. I mean, to see the upside that we have in such a small market cap that we're in right now is just showing you that the risk reward is still exceptionally better than a lot of other asset classes out there. And yeah, we have a long way to go. So, I mean, we have, the Bitcoin halving in April or May, we have the election, we have more ETFs that are going to be announced for Ethereum and XRP and everything like that. Like, we just have so many positive catalysts on the horizon that if you think that crypto is going to stop here, I mean, think again. It doesn't mean that it's not going to take a dip. It just means, what are you going to do if it does, right? And what are you researching right now? Are you investing in infrastructure? And there's a lot to look forward to in the coming bull market.
100%. Very well put.
Again, Jordan, if you can drop that link to book a call. If you are here invited and you're not even part of the ARC, or if you're in ARC WX, hit that call button. Let's get you guys into all of these plays that we're showing you. You don't need a lot of money to invest. You can do this. That's why I told you I'm starting off with even the $5,000, but I've had students start with $300 investing, and they got into our ARC Apex program. So there's a lot of really, really good things that we got going on. Do not let this opportunity slip up, guys. We're very passionate about it. We love our community. We love our students. Hopefully we see you guys and gals all in class here next week. Any other closing stuff from you guys?
We have
one more slide.
Just like 2 minutes.
Sorry. Yeah.
We're getting we're getting yanked off the stage here, so we'll.
I know. It's not curtain call yet.
All right. So I wanted to shout out a couple of really, really cool things that our community did this year, because it's something that, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm damn proud to be a part of this community. And I don't say that because of the gains. I don't say that because of, the fun stuff, the Win Lambo, all that stuff we get to show you. The reason I'm proud to be a part of this community is because these people care about each other. Genuinely, they do. And so I want to talk about a couple of things that happened this year. One of our students, and somebody who's now a very dear friend to most of us, his name is Michael Gross. He's this fellow right here, always got a smile on his face. He suffered a heart attack earlier this year, unfortunately, and he didn't ask for help from anybody. And but he let us know what was going on, because he said, hey, I haven't been on class because here's what's going on in my life. And Michael, if you've ever met him, he's just got the best energy, and he's such a fun guy to be around. And so we were able to come together as a community and raise some funds to help offset some of the just the hardship that he faced by being off of work, and just the medical expenses that he probably incurred throughout that process. So I just wanted to say our community really rallied together behind somebody that was having a hard time this year, and showed their love and showed their support. And again, it's bigger than crypto. Like, this truly feels like a family here. I mean, it is a family. It doesn't just feel like it. The other thing I wanted to talk about is this is Mariah right here. And again, I can't say enough good things about these people. Mariah, I don't know about these two, but about this one here, she is the world's biggest sweetheart. If you've ever met Mariah, she is like the sweetest thing to ever walk this earth. And we got to hang out with her in Miami. And Mariah's got a daughter that's she's probably about 3 now, but she was about 2.5 years old and had a brain tumor and had to, I believe she had cancer, and had to undergo some surgeries and just a really, really hard time. And so again, nobody asked for anything. People aren't out here looking for money or anything, but our community wanted to support Mariah because they cared about her. And so the community came together and rallied and donated money and helped to offset some of the medical expenses that Mariah and her family had incurred. Lastly, when we went to visit that fun little island in San Blas, we were able to, everybody that was there, if you had some cash in your pockets, we donated money to the local people of that island, just to show a sign of respect and appreciation for everything that they had done and allowing us to come visit their beautiful land that we were on. It is indigenous owned lands, and it was a really, really great experience. And then lastly, there's one more that there's a student that I won't share who it is. There's somebody who's battling cancer privately, and they reached out and we were able to offer some support to that person as well. And so again, I just want to share that this isn't just about crypto. It's not just a place to come make money. It's not just it truly is a family. And this is my tribe. This is my people. And I think everybody that's a part of the community feels that and can attest to that. And so I just wanted to share this as just to say we have some really, really good people around us, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this. And then lastly, I just wanted to share some pictures from this year. So we had a lot of really good times, a lot of really special memories. So I'll just kind of run through of what each of these pictures are. So we have Miss Baby Olivia here. She had to make the cut, of course, and she got to know and love everybody in the ARC during our mastermind. She was kind of the star of the show during our mastermind, so there's a very sweet one. Here we've got the ladies' table at dinner here. This was a fun night. I don't know if this is pre or post dancing, but we had some serious dance moves going on this night. You all know these two legends right here. We got
John,
Coach Igor and
John, you on
Mr.
here?
Jaw himself.
John, I want to see if John's on here.
Yeah, we'll take some words at the end.
All right, cool.
And then over here we've got the whole crew. They were loading up. I think this was on the way to the Panama Canal. This was either on the way to the Panama Canal or some other event. And so again, just the whole gang. This was a moment that we forgot to highlight, actually. In October of this year, we celebrated our office grand opening party. We opened an office in Panama, and so we had a little get-together, had some local people from the community, and made some really cool connections, had a great little networking event at the brand new fancy office in Panama. This is, again, just another night out with friends. This is some community members, some staff members, and this was at a secret speakeasy that our boy Mike Pappas, I don't know if Mike, if you're on here, but Mike randomly found this speakeasy in the middle. It was this door that you'd have never found in a million years, and so this was a fun little, like, ARC-only little bar after this dinner one night. Here we have Mr. Matt Egan and the crew here. They had a meetup in the DMV area. So these folks, this is, again, we love it when other people connect. I mean, of course, you're all community members, but we love it when it's not an ARC team organized thing, that you guys go out and you get together and you meet up with one another. That's what this is for. You know, the first week of Apex, I always say to everybody, I don't want to be the only one that you know here. I want you all to know each other and get to know each other and do business with each other and be friends in real life. This is, you know, doesn't happen too often that the whole team is dressed to the nines at once. So I had to document the incident. This is everybody at the, again, 4BK annual Conscious Awards that we had here. So throwing up our 4 signs for the 4BK. Lastly, I had to feature this iconic photo of Coach Jeremy with his fancy little drink. This was at our at the last night party. So these are some good memories over the course of the year and featuring a lot of people. And then the last thing I have for you today is this is just a funny story for you. So I need to confirm with Gaven. We don't know, but we all got a little rambunctious by the end of this trip because it had been really fun and everybody was a little wound up, feeling the good energy. And so at the JW Marriott in Panama City, we decided to place the Ark family photo on a shelf in the hotel lobby to see how long it took for them to notice. And so it blends right in with their decor. So Gaven, you will have to report back to us if it is still in the hotel lobby. And subsequently, I mean, I'm not going to name names, but there were a few folks that went around Panama City to a few places and posted our Ark family photo in random restaurants and establishments around Panama City. So Ark lives on forever in Panama City. So we had a little invasion go on there. So I wanted to share that fun story with you all. And again, thank you everybody for your time and attention today. And this has been such a fun little process of putting this together because it's made me reflect on some memories that we've had this year, some of the wins, some of the lessons. And again, I couldn't be more grateful for all of you being here and this community that we share. So thank you.
Shall we have a couple of words from some community members?
Sure. We're getting a little long-winded. We've been on about 2 hours now. So we want to take like maybe
I know.
1 or 2 people if you want to say anything. All right, there he
All right.
is, Mr. Joe. Absolutely. Great guy.
Nice.
Great guy.
Yeah.
We had so many good things happen this year. I couldn't fit them all in even 2 hours, man. I tell you, I could have gone on for 6 hours. So it was no hard feelings. It just, I wasn't there. So I think I'd slipped my mind.
James, how old are you? If he can do it, guys, y'all can do it. All right. It took James a while, but I think he's at the point now where he's setting up his own liquidity pools and he's really getting into DeFi. And it's just been an amazing journey. He's actually one of my students. He took Cosmos with me.
I have a little.
Absolutely, Jai. You got this, man. You're resilient. I know you.
I just have
He's
to
in every
say
class,
one
guys.
word.
Yeah, go ahead,
I'm
Judy.
the oldest. You're still
You're
a
the
young
oldest,
guy.
Judy?
I'm older.
Judy, give us a little bit about your story with the Ark.
Oh,
been? How's
Lord,
it
my
going?
story
And-
is crazy. I'm going to be 80 in March. And all of a sudden I got grabbed hold of by Ark. I said, what's Ark? What's Ark? So I made the call. And the next thing you know, Ruben Turin has me enrolled. I said, oh, okay. And I've had my ups and downs, but I'll tell you what, the ups are much better. This is my third life. I had the life before married life, then married life, and now after married life. And I'm making it worth a while. So hold on, Ark. I'm going to be catching up here pretty quick.
Hey, you already are, JD. I hear you answering all those questions in Apex. You're on it. You're on it. You got this.
I think so. I think so. I've had a little struggle with some stuff, but don't get scammed, guys. Don't get scammed. It'll set you back.
Yeah, that's something that we really stress around here too. If you're experimenting in crypto, you're dabbling in crypto, you're not familiar, that's another big thing that we stress around here is the importance of security. It doesn't matter how good you get at making money if you don't know how to keep it safe. So that is a crucial component to what we do around here as well, and something that we've done a lot of classes over the course of the year on scams and crypto security. One most recently, I believe I did it in October. So if anybody's feeling like they're not familiar with how to identify and avoid scams, let us know and we'll point you in the direction. We've done a handful of classes on those and we'll make sure that you get those watched and caught up. So,
and I want to just say the worst part about getting scammed is it's a distraction from the real. It's like Satan just pulls you over into this mess.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be distracted ever again. I finally got everything working and pumping, and can't wait to meet you guys in person. I really can't.
Mm-hmm.
I think Panama's
Awesome.
a destination for me too. Love you guys.
Cool. Cool,
Much
cool,
love,
cool.
Judy. We really, really appreciate you.
Yeah. Do you have anybody else that wants to maybe say something about the community members? I see Leroy on here, Dennis, Jordan, DeFi Butterfly. I see
Yeah,
y'all
I'll
in
say
class.
something.
Cool.
Well, first of all, I've been here for it's actually coming up on a year now. I started like I want to say the first or second week in January, and it's been such an incredible journey. I know this is probably ill-advised, but I cashed in my 401k. I have sold a lot of the stuff that I don't care about just to get into crypto. And it's been an incredible journey, and everyone at the Arc has been so awesome and appreciative and helpful, and it's turned into actually a position for me on the staff, and it's just it's an enlightening place to be a part of, and I want to thank you guys all for being a part of it and having me be a part of it as well.
Thank
Jordan
you,
B,
Jordan.
I can't wait to give you a big old hug on Saturday, man. I get to meet Jordan B in person for the first time this weekend, and I can't wait. Jordan is somebody who, if anybody doesn't know, every single person on our team at the ARC started off as a student. I was an Apex student, now I teach Apex. Igor was a Cosmos student, now he teaches Cosmos. It's just what happens is you come, you stick around, and you inadvertently, you just start providing value to other people because you love it so much, and because there's been so much value freely given to you. And that's what Jordan has done a ton of. Jordan was just one of the community members that just stepped up to the plate constantly. He was always helping people he didn't need to help anybody, but man, he was in that chat helping people like crazy. He was troubleshooting for people, doing all kind of things. And so it was much appreciated. And now Jordan's a part of our team. We couldn't be happier to have him. And again, looking forward to that continuing to happen as we grow from within. Our community is our family. We don't bring in people externally to come. You have to be a part of the family. You have to understand the community and the culture here. You can't just come in off the street. You have to, you got to feel it. It's a feeling, not a place.
It's always a feeling. And actually, on the note of students becoming part of the staff, I want to see if Ryan Stober, are you on here? I see you posting the memes in the chat. He's kind of our meme king. And Ryan Stober is another one of my students. We began, I want to say, a little over a year ago, and I know you've had a interesting journey. If you want to speak on it.
It's funny, as you guys were talking, that saying came to mind, that one that says you overestimate what you can accomplish in a year and underestimate what you can accomplish in a decade. And where'd it go? You guys still hear me?
Yeah,
you're here.
Okay.
I just wanted to see you, Ryan. I needed to see you.
I just see everybody now. Okay. No, but but I am amazed at the amount of things that you guys were going through everything this year, or over this last year, and just all the conversations and all the research and all the trying this and trying that, and hey, watch out for it. I'm in such a much better place than I would have been on my own. And that sounds like, yeah, no shit. That's like an obvious thing to say, but it's nice to reflect on it. And I am beyond grateful to be able to do this with you guys, because you guys inspire me. Everyone's got a very distinctive little way of coming at things, and it makes a nice, the sum creates a nice whole, right? The sum of the parts. So, yeah, I could go on and on about it, but I think, I'm just excited. So, and I don't, the only thing I regret is not to be with you guys more often in real life and in person. But yeah, this is,
Are you crying?
I don't have tear ducts. Otherwise I'd be, flooding the joint. No, no, it's just weird because I can't see anybody. I feel like I can't tell if they're still on or not, but that's all. I could go on. Like I said, I just feel like I'm just going to keep ranting. So yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
Beautifully
Oh,
said. Beautifully said. Dennis, I
like,
see you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
We'll go Dennis, then Sully. He's had his hand raised for a bit.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. I could go on and on about the ARC and the possibilities, which I believe are unlimited. But more important than that, I would like to reiterate what Casey said, and that's the community that we're in. I can invest on my own. My stock portfolio is up 40%. I believe I understand what I'm doing, but what I'm looking for is a community to be a part of, people that I don't have to worry about the information that they're giving me. I don't have to worry about whether or not their hearts are deceitful or whether or not they're trying to take advantage of me. It's one less thing that we have to think about, or that I have to think about. And that is, I can't tell you how thankful I am for that. The elevated feelings and emotions and the elevated vibe that I get from the ARC, that's what I'm most thankful about. And I am not a social media person. I am not a person that tries to recruit people or tell them what I'm doing, but I actually share with loved ones, which is the most valuable, what I'm learning in the ARC. And the only reason that I would ever do that is because of the people. I don't have to worry about if someone that I know comes in here that they're going to get effed over. And so I just want to say thanks, Gavin, Casey, Igor, Ryan, Jordan. You guys are the bomb. And you know me, I ask some of the stupidest questions because I'm a process person. And if I can break your process, then that's what I'm always looking for. And you guys are so tolerant, so patient, so understanding. Which I can't believe. I could never do what you do, because I would have yelled at, everybody. Didn't you ask me that 5 days ago? So you guys are just so gentle, and I am learning so much just from your attitudes. Far be it from the information on money, but just your demeanors and just how caring and loving you are. So that's my thank you.
Dennis, man, that means the absolute world. And I just want to say one thing. You keep asking those questions. You make everyone better by continuing to ask those questions. You're asking the things that other people might be afraid to ask. So it is much appreciated and very much reciprocated, everything you said. We are so grateful for you, Dennis, and much love. Wow, you said so many things. All right, let's go Sully and then Leroy. And then unfortunately, I do actually have to jump. I have a meeting in 4 minutes. So Igor, I'm going to make you the host just in case. But Sully, go ahead.
Hey, how are you, everyone? Just wanted to say Happy New Year if I don't, see anyone or speak to anyone for the new year. And I joined Apex early part of this year. It's been phenomenal. Basically, everyone summed up pretty much what's going on. Thank you to Gavin and all of the coaches. And I communicate with like a lot of different ARC members all over, like just through text, calls, etc. So it's a real community. We reach out and connect. So, that's what it takes. It takes, time to build these relationships outside of people to understand you're like an alien to, people, your family, etc. So it's really good and refreshing to be able to jump on at any time or, via Discord or even direct to some of the other members and coaches. So thank you. Happy New Year. And shout out to Jordan again, because I was reaching out to him from the beginning, wondering what kind of juice he taking, like how he's understanding so fast, So yeah, I was like, what are you doing? Do you never go to work or something? Like how you learn this thing so fast, man? So thank you. And Happy New Year.
Thank you too, Solly.
Thank
Awesome.
you, Sully.
And looks like maybe Leroy wanted to say something.
Yeah,
Leroy
I
Jenkins.
got just a few words. We've been on here a long time. Want to hold everybody, but I'm very, very excited to be a part of this community and the teachers, Igor, Gewin, Swami, Casey. Every time I look at y'all, you know, it's what I think of Igor like a mad genius. You know, it's like I like to know what school he went to. I'm like, I mean, I marvel at him. I get close to the screen when he talk because you know he talks so fast, but I'll be wanting to catch it all. And I get Swami like he the brains that all fit. You know, where he pretty much have a vision where he want to bring a whole lot of people that's in the lower echelon, you know, the 90% or so, and try to bring them up, you know, like in a new world, you know, where we could like change things as far as because it's corrupt. It's all corrupt at the top right now. They're not doing nothing for the people. Matter of fact, they're destroying the people. And so it looked like we got some saviors in here. And then the one that I'm really scared of is Casey. Casey, that disciplinarian. You better have your homework together, boy. I know she be holding back, but I really appreciate her because she really making me like get my stuff together. You know, I got, you know, a few faults, you know, I'm trying to, you know, get everything, all this new teaching together and, you know, do my homework and everything, but I know I got a long way to go. But every time I think I go to the APEC class, I say, oh, Casey gonna be there, boy. I better know it or I better be quiet, boy. I know. But other than that, hey, I really appreciate y'all three, man. And it seemed like y'all God sent. And I'm just happy to be that I found y'all, you know what I mean? I'm really glad. I came through Billy Carson and I seen him in Swami. And ever since I seen that, look like something said that's you. You better go with it. That's that Noah. He building that boat. You better get on board. And I've been on board and I'm gonna be on board forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Leroy. That was awesome, man. DeFi
Thank you.
Butterfly.
Leroy, sometimes you all need a little bit of tough love around here. I gotta be the one to give it to you, you know? I have to empower you to, you all, you know, one thing I'm tough on my team too is some of the coaches will come ask me a question and they'll say, hey, what should I do about this? I'll say, go try and figure it out yourself first. What did you try? Don't ask me for the answer. I'm not going to give it to you, but that's tough love to empower you. That's the reason why, Leroy. So you will, giving you answers isn't going to do anything for you. So it's all love here and I appreciate you.
Okay. My mom and I actually heard about the ARC through the early January webinar with Given and Billy. So, and we onboarded with Rob Rebello. We had a blast talking with him, laughing. He came up with the name of Aviators of the Wright family because my younger brother is actually a pilot and he's on the call today. So we've been talking to our family as well as, you know, as far as joining the ARC. And Mom, show your face. Mom.
I see her.
I'm here. She does that.
I'm here.
So she's Aviator Grand on here. She actually grabbed the bull by the horns when we first started. I'm a high school science teacher, so I've just, you know, really didn't find my balance in the beginning while we were going through our classes. But I've actually taken this time off since I've been off for the past 2 weeks to really go in and look at classes and start making my investment moves. So I'm really excited and stoked. And, you know, I'm just really proud of my mom because, you know, she's looking for the future of the financial freedom for her and my dad. And so I just, you know, the opportunity for my other family members to get on board and see that this is our financial freedom and it's not a hoax or a scam and we're going to get, you know, locked out of our money. It's a very beautiful thing when family can come together, and I see all the love I brought my son with me to Miami. We went to the awards, and everybody was just so welcoming to him. And I do plan on having him sit with me and learn this stuff too, because nobody's too young to learn crypto. We actually have a student at the high school that I teach at that is talking to his biology teacher about crypto, and it's beautiful to see the young minds of children seeing the financial system and that it's all lies. So that it's beautiful. There is a shift going on in our world. So I just want to tell you all that I'm grateful that we met you all during this time, and I see us all prospering in our futures. So thank you.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much. All right, guys, gals, unless somebody else wants to speak out or forever hold your peace.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, nice. That's awesome.
Can I say something real quick? I know you all have been on long. I just want to say thank you to each and every one for when I put in the chat my silly questions because I may not be grasping what you're saying. Thank you all. I mean, and then after you give me the answer, I'm like, oh, that's what he's talking about. So forgive me. I am a senior, but I am learning. And I thank you all so much.
You don't need to ask for forgiveness. Don't, because you deserve everything you got coming. You deserve everything that you got coming because you put in the time and the work to learn this stuff. And I don't care what your age is. You're the same as me. That's the way I see you. Yeah, we come in different shapes and sizes and colors, but we're the same. So, you just may have different interests than me. You may be passionate about something else. But at the end of the day, the thing that binds us together is crypto. And our vision of the future, that it's going to get better. And I really believe that it is. So Aviator Grand, thank you. We appreciate it. I like you too, Skylar.
Hey, Swami, thank you for being a good father to me. I need one.
You got it. You got it. But I do live in Latin America, so yo soy tu papi.
Tu crypto papi.
Tu crypto papi. All right. Anybody else before we get off?
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
From Florida. It's cold here.
Well, I'm going to say something because I hear everybody talking. I've been very busy right now. Well, I was listening to all of you, and I came in April, and I didn't know. I had no fucking clue what I was getting into. I mean, no clue. I only bought the year before or 2 years before $500 in Bitcoin, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just left it there, and that's it. And when I came in here, I thought, that's going to be good. But I got so confused and so overwhelmed by everything that was happening within this house. I thought, what am I doing? I had no idea of how much I could learn and understand how this world goes. And I was so overwhelmed for 3 weeks at the beginning that I said, oh my gosh, my brain was on fire. I had so much information in my head. I have to throw back. I said, I gotta get out of here for a second because I'm in a maze. But once I settled down and I finally started, because I was just watching all the videos and I was trying to catch up. And then when finally I heard Casey's voice, I sat down. I thought, oh shit, this is different because I was live. And then I started understanding more and more. I made some mistakes. I made this and that. And I'm going very slow because my job doesn't requires me to be driving all day around. And when I sat down in the house, the only thing I don't want to do is being in front of the computer. But this is keeping me wondering all the time. And every time I have a chance to go live, there is something new. And I said, what the fuck am I losing now? I said, it was only 2-3 days that I haven't been watching. What's going on again? And every single time I find something new and I cannot catch up with it. I said, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And it's been amazing, and I'm doing well. I'm in the vault. I invested in 2 other things, and I'm doing just fine. And I'm amazed on how much there is there that I'm still learning. And I am so grateful for everybody who really have the patience, because at the beginning it was a mess. Share your screen. What do you mean? And then share this and that. I said, I don't know. Did you do that? What do you mean with that? And then also learning all the verbiage. It was really an interesting thing. And all I kept on hearing is, don't worry, you will get used to it. And I did. And now I listen, and I'm still learning. There's a lot of things and terms that maybe I might not know, but it's really been a very, very powerful experience to me. And doing it alone also, it is strong, because I come, I lost my husband like 9 years ago, and we were doing everything together. And now suddenly I have to do everything on my own, which I did before. But the financial part, it was a little bit more complicated. And I said, well, girl, you can do it on your own, and you're going to make it. And now I'm here. I was in Miami. I met a lot of you. You're amazing, warming, loving people. And I had a ball. And I thank you also very much for the opportunity. And I just keep on learning, and I keep on hearing everybody's success. And I know we are all in for it. And I thank you, Jo, because you make me laugh so much. Every time I hear you, you have something to say. You crack me up. I can't help it. And you are amazing. You are an amazing group of people. And Swami, he's Swami. And that's why we are all around him, because he knows how to gather everybody and talk to everybody to help us all to accomplish something that maybe we couldn't do it on our own, probably, most likely. So happy New Year to everybody. Happy, healthy, and very prosperous year to everybody. Thank you so much.
That's so beautiful, Lydia. And to her point, right? Like, when you think of the ARC, this is a collective energy. We all have the same intention. We're not just here to make money. We're here to build a sense of community. We're here to build a family, something where, crypto, when you just get started with it, you're so lonely, you're alone. It's you and the computer and numbers. But then when you do this, you see that there's so much more to it. And we're so innovative and create these new solutions. And we have such a long way to go. Like, mass adoption still hasn't taken place, and we have so much to look forward to, and it's not going to be an easy ride, right? More bear markets are going to come in the future. More bull markets are going to come. It's the way that we navigate. It's the way that we get around the forest that will get us out on the other side and see that light. And I do see here we have a Symphony who has her hand raised, and I just can't put it in my heart to stop this momentum that we have right now. So please say whatever you need to say.
I'll say it quickly. You guys are amazing. I'm not the most engaged member, because I just have like a family and a bunch of people that like depend on me, and a business. But like I really appreciate the way you guys meet people where they are. You work for the people who need to dive in and can do a boot camp. You also work for the people who are like, I need to slow-mo and not FOMO, because I need to get in on this space. And so I just kind of like pop in and out. And there are moments where I'm like, okay, I'm not the most tuned in, but you guys' structure is super thoughtful. You enable me to go back and watch previous videos, and then I'll hop into a live and I'm like, okay, but over time I realize I am gaining knowledge. I am acquiring the skills. I am able to move and be comfortable with it. But most importantly, the energy. You guys have the right energy. This is the only like financially orientated group that I've been a part of that start meetings off with a meditation. I love that. It says so much about like the bigger spirit, because everything is energy. So like, I'm here for the long haul. Like I said, I'm not the most engaged, but I appreciate all you guys. I'm gonna give a special shout out to Matt, Igor, Casey, Swami. You guys are wonderful. But Matt is also super wonderful, and he's the person who I have interacted with most on the team, just because we went to a couple of Billy Carson events, and I haven't tapped into what he's offered. But everyone, including him, is like, look, if you need to meet up, look, let's meet up. You know, everyone's just so wonderful and supportive and helpful and patient and all of the above. So like, I'm super honored to be a part of this. And yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, we're all here. This is a community. You guys are really creating like a groundswell and make us feel good about how we'll be positioned in the future. Thanks. Much love. Happy New Year.
Incredible. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Just to keep moving, I think Dawn has her hand up too.
Yeah,
Oh, you
hey,
muted
Dawn.
yourself again.
I'm not gonna
There you
be,
go.
I'm just crying tears of joy right now. And just wanna just say how much gratitude I have for art, how much I've grown, not just technically, but mentally, spiritually, actually. And shout out to Gemma and Nick Manel for the Thrive Thursday classes. And I'm just so appreciative to everyone, Gavin and all the coaches and my fellow ARC family. I love you all. And I'm gonna get off.
We love you too.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Gavin, do you want to say the closing words?
Yeah, just to close out, guys, you know, and gals, it's been a mixed year for me. I gotta admit. There's been some of the hardest things that I've ever faced business wise. You know, again, the last year, a lot of it bled into this year. But we're really I'm really grateful as to like where we're at right now, and the momentum that we have going into this year is tremendous. So, you know, again, think long term. Look at those things. Don't degen too hard. And I promise you guys, we're gonna be A-okay. We're gonna be A-okay. So, all right, everybody. Lots of love. Let's make it a great year.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays. Happy New Year to all.
Yep. Be with your fam. Yeah. There you go.
You better watch it, Jaw.
Yeah, Judy's coming for you.
My love.
Somebody go take Jaw guns.
Yeah, right. Oh, good luck with that. Awesome.
Everybody's show. Everybody's show.
Love you guys, man.
Yeah, that was awesome. This is probably the best Saturday school we've had this year. This is great.
No
So
doubt.
dope. Yeah.
Real
All right.
dope.
Well, I'm sure we all have places to be and things to do right now. Huge thank you to everybody that stayed for the full 3
Oh yeah, all
hour,
of you booking calls right now.
Saturday school. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Let's go.
So yeah, if you guys are new, if you are unaware of the ARC, well, hopefully you got a taste of who we are and what we are, and who we are. If you're interested in joining us, you know, we should probably drop in one more link to book a call if you guys have not scheduled anything with us yet. So we are real people, and we are kind of the gatekeepers of the ARC. So to get into the ARC, you do kind of have to talk to maybe Rob, and he'll give you a cool, funny nickname before you start your crypto journey. But yeah, this is definitely the place to be. This is, you know, the space is just really maturing right now, and there's a lot to look forward to with institutional adoption. we're gonna make a boatload of money, but we're gonna do it together, right? It's cool to make money yourself. You can pat yourself on the back, but when you kind of bring up the whole team, that's really what changes the game and really raises the frequency, because now it's not singular frequency, it's a collective frequency that we're on.
It's correct.
But yeah, exactly. So it's doing it as a team, doing it as a community. You couldn't really ask for anything better. And then when those crypto profits come and you want to go on vacation, what a better way to do it than at one of our masterminds like we just had in Panama. We're going to continue doing this, once or twice a year when the whole community gets together. No details on the next one yet, but it is looking like we're going to do it in Dubai, being, the crypto hub of the world right now. And that would be a really cool time to get to, meet more students and see more people. Oh man, I could keep talking and talking and talking all day, but I am gonna really try to close this out. I love you guys. 2024 is the year of the. Thank you, Judy. 2024 is the year of the dragon. That is also my birth year by the Chinese zodiac. The dragon is going to bring a lot of heat, a lot of action, and it will be the rebirth of crypto. We will see new all-time highs. I would swear to that if I could. And yeah, just
don't forget your black-eyed peas.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, the heat and the rebirth, and we've been planting a lot of seeds as a community, and you saw that chart I showed. If you think it's too late, if you're still not invested in crypto, the action takers are going to be the money makers for real. Like, this is not the stop. We might be maybe midway through something, but really, when we zoom out, we look at the next 10 years, there's going to be a blip at the actual potential that we'll have, right? Like, I'd say this is probably the year 2005, where Amazon and Google and Microsoft are still kind of on a growing trajectory, but within crypto and blockchain. But yeah, guys, incredible time, incredible Saturday school, and an incredible community. Without you, there would be no ARC, and without the ARC, I'm sure there would not be a lot of you in this space. So we do it as a collective, we do it as a community, and we hold each other up. But yeah, so I'm closing it out. Have a happy new year. Yes.
Can I just quickly say, ARC is going to lift up this world out of the muck.
Yes.
We are responsible.
Yeah. And
Spread the
part
energy.
of my personal, goal in the ARC is, as I keep, stepping up and taking more ownership within the ARC, like, a big thing that I want to do is I want to create a foundation that comes out of the vault, hopefully the ARC 2, where we're going to be reinvesting a lot of the profits and everything like that into, like, educating the youth on financial literacy, financial well-being. And I hope that whenever this day does come, this is something that's on the vision board right now, but that we do it as a community, and we have a lot of volunteer groups around the world kind of helping raise the youth, because that is who's going to really bring us up at the end. But again, I'm just taking that, planting the seed, and hopefully the next bull market makes that come to light. Because if you haven't, if you have no purpose, then what are you doing here, right? But cool. So again, closing it out. No more chit chat. Jaw, you can tip your cowboy hat. There you go. And you guys have a happy new year. Don't get too crazy. Spend it with family and set those intentions for next year. Set your plan, set your budget, and yeah, let's do it as a team. Let's do it together. Cool. Peace. Bye. Love you guys.
Recording stop.